Hey guys, this is Oracle Daphne. My name is Beth and I'm back doing a sample horoscope of the way I read for everyone. I decided to do another sample because I recently posted my mid-month horoscopes, and those horoscopes are not available to everyone in each country. They're only available to the countries that YouTube partners with. So I wanted to do another sample reading for you guys, and hopefully this resonates with some of you, and hopefully you enjoy this reading. So just so you guys know, I've been reading the tarot for almost 10 years. It'll be 10 years in September, and I'm really excited to still offer private readings. So for those of you who'd like to get a private reading, feel free to check out my website, oracledaphne.com. I'd love to get you scheduled. It's really easy to schedule with me. You just send me a payment through PayPal and then email me a good day and time. Please let me know what city, state you live in so that I can factor in any time zone differences. I'm going to be using the Decameron deck that I usually use by Stephanie Puy-Moon-Law. Maybe pulling a card or two from one of my other decks. And yeah, hopefully you guys will enjoy this reading. This reading does not have any timelines. If I get some numbers, I'll let you guys know. I'm officially recording this reading on September 19th, 2017. However, you may watch this sometime in the future on an unspecified day or time, and it may still resonate with you. The way it works is there's a thing called law of attraction, which directs us to where we need to be, and that's, either your guides are directing you there to watch this, or your soul is kind of directing you to watch this. So hopefully this will make some sense and give you something to think about, and hopefully you'll enjoy it. So I'm just going to jump into my spread and see what I get for you guys. I will say that a key theme of September is multitasking for my mid-September horoscopes. The thing is balancing multiple things going on at the same time. A lot of people, still text and drive. I do that. Right now my laundry's going. I'm recording this. I probably have some emails to check. I probably have some phone calls to check. I probably have some texts. So there's just things always kind of going on. The idea, I think, for the time that you're watching this, there's a thing about multitasking, but there's also a thing about work-life balance and trying to make time for yourself, maybe working too much, maybe for some people not working enough, trying to factor in how much time you have versus, trying to make money and provide for yourself. I know it's a factor for me personally, trying to make enough time, take time out and not be working all the time. And then at the same time, balance my clients and balance, my other job and all that stuff. So the key here for this time in which you're watching this is balance, is making sure you're taking enough time for your kids and your family, as well as, if you have them, as well as time for yourself, as well as, stay focused and not get too distracted on other things. Some of you, it's the opposite, where you're not working enough, and you're maybe derailed a little bit. So you do have the Two of Pentacles crossing, which is why there's this work-life balance thing, and that's why I talked about the Juggler. You also have the Magician crowning you, and the Magician is work. So I definitely feel like you could be, working on a bunch of different things at the same time. Work is probably keeping you really busy. That the Magician is someone who magically gets things done. So even if you have a lot on your plate or a lot going on, I definitely feel like you're going to be able to get them done. That's what I want to say. There's a lot of things, energies that are coming that are challenging for you at this time. So I want to talk about those really quickly because I want to address them. And I feel like their energies can change and shift. So when I talk about this, people don't really understand what that means. It means that like things aren't 100% set in stone for anyone. And so there's this element of things not really being set in stone, things shifting and changing for the better. So even if I see like a negative card, and there's 3, the things can turn around and turn out for the best, despite the fact that, we've got these other energies kind of at play. So we have the 10 of Swords in the position of emotions, and that can indicate falling for someone, falling in love. Sometimes this can also indicate serious fatigue, which makes you emotionally exhausted. It can be emotional exhaustion, not having the emotional, energy to deal with other people's problems or other people's emotions. Usually this indicates though falling in love. And we do have this Knight of Wands showing up. So some of you may be falling in love with this character, okay? The Knight of Wands doesn't always stay. I want to say he kind of he moves around a lot. His energy is really active. So he kind of rides into your life and rides out. I always do the animation, he rides in because he's on his trusty steed here. He rides in, and then he rides back out. So for some of you, this is where he's kind of may ride into your life and may ride back out of your life, and you may not know what to really make of it because you fall for him. And some of you it's you're setting yourself up for disappointment, or you're setting yourself up for quote unquote failure. This is the fear of failure card, so it makes sense to me why that's coming out of my mouth. Some of you I feel like want a relationship because you do have the Lover showing up also around this person. This person may also have a girlfriend or boyfriend, husband or wife. There's a lot of complicating things going on emotionally. Normally I don't put a lot of energy and focus into the card in the position of emotion, but I feel like at this time, whenever you're watching this is something that needs to be addressed. I feel like you're kind of all over the place emotionally. You're all over the place. Like one minute maybe you're falling in love, the next minute you're crying about things, the next minute you're back to feeling really great about a relationship. To me, it's a roller coaster ride of a relationship if you're in one. It feels like it's not, to me, it doesn't feel stable. It doesn't really have stability. And the Three of Wands is showing up also. The Three of Wands is coming to the end of your emotional rope, losing your temper, not understanding, to me, like the roller coaster ride of relationships. And the roller coaster ride is a relationship in which there's patterns, there's problems, and it only ends, like the drama only ends when you decide to get off the roller coaster. So the roller coaster, as you guys probably know, goes around and then slows down and stops. But unless you get off that roller coaster, you're still clicked in, you're still locked in, and you're still like, oh, ready for the next ride. The roller coaster will go around again. So this is what I want to tell you. It feels to me that if you're in a relationship, it feels like a roller coaster. Like there's maybe really great days, really great times. You may have great times and moments together, and then everything kind of falls apart. Or everything just kind of turns to shit, at some point. And I'm not saying it's always like that, but it just feels like, and some of you really want to get out of a relationship, but you haven't done anything about it. Like, it's sort of like some of you maybe talk out of two sides of your mouth. One thing that's coming out of your mouth is, I really want to leave a relationship, or I can't stand this person, or I can't stand a partner. And the other part of your side of your mouth is saying, everything's great, my partner's great, everyone's great. I don't know, it just feels like there's two things going on, and it needs to really solidify. You need to understand how this roller coaster is affecting you and what to do about it. That's how I see it. For those of you who are single, you know, emotionally, you're not in the game. You're too either focused on either being single, my guide said being single, or too focused on trying to find a relationship and dating. And you may be distracted, or you may not be focused enough on the things that you need to focus on. You may also be distracted. Those of you who are single, you know, there may be a person that is distracting to you, you know, or a person that is calling your attention away from things that need your attention, work or otherwise, because we have the Six of Wands. There's a lot of people showing up here. The Knight of Wands, which can be a fire sign male. The Six of Wands, which is usually a Virgo, or someone with some Virgo in their chart. For the guys, we've got this Three of Wands person who's a fire sign female. And we've got this Page of Swords, which is an air sign female. And then we got this World person who can be a psychic or medium, but someone who's completed a lot of their karma, or a lot of their, you know, and some of you will be talking to a psychic or medium or communicating. But the World can be someone who's like an older soul, or can be Aquarius, Pisces a lot of the time. I do see her as being a Taurus also. So that was one of the things I wanted to talk about, and that energy can shift and change. And then we have the Tower in the position of your attitude, followed by the Two of Swords. Together, this is divorce or breakup, leading to where you're not talking to someone. You know, this is no communication, like you having, or bad communication, or someone all of a sudden like hangs up, or someone all of a sudden like doesn't answer calls or doesn't answer texts or something like that. It can be like an unexpected breakup where it's very sudden, you know, it may come kind of out of the blue for some of you. For those of you who are single and you're not in a relationship, I definitely feel there's an element of moving away from stress or stressful times, because we do have the Eight of Cups. And even if you are in a relationship, the thing that's going to come after this, which always comes after this Tower energy, is a new beginning, a fresh start, the Judgment card, you know? You can see all these flowers down below. To me, it talks about springtime. It talks about new beginnings. It talks about things happening in time, or at a better time, or where the focus is shifting. And I always think of the Judgment. I tell this story. I think of the Judgment as a time. It's where things switch, where maybe your priorities change, or your priorities switch from being focused on things that really aren't serving you to focus on things that have meaning. It is more switch and focus off the path of money and more towards music, art, fun, doing fun things. It's sort of like prioritizing things that have value, or realizing what is of value to you. And I'm sorry about the light in here. I'm trying to record this towards the end of the afternoon, so I really wanted to get this out because I just felt it was important for me to do it. So there's this element of the Devil and the Hierophant coming together, which is so interesting. To me, the Devil talks about like the 7 deadly sins, and the Hierophant. But in a magical world, the Devil eventually grows into the Hierophant. You can see the images are very similar. You have this like rocky area here and the rocky area here. And the Devil's here, and this tree is here. And to me, the devil turns into someone very wise. The devil turns into someone who's learned, the hard way and becomes this very wise figure who's overcome, I'm getting a tingle on this, who's overcome a lot in life and learned through the school of hard knocks, what to do, what not to do. To me, it is also seeking out higher wisdom or spiritual counsel or, talking to someone who's older and wiser and receiving the help that you need, because the devil is someone, who feels trapped or feels stuck. And I really like to see this Hierophant, because the Hierophant the Hierophant usually has some wisdom to share, whether it's the answer that you want or the answer that is best for you. Sometimes we need to hear things even if it's hard. So the Hierophant to me is the older, wiser, but to me it's sort of like, if you have struggled a lot or if you have gone through a lot, to me all this is sort of like part of this transformation. It's like what you're going to turn into is the Hierophant. To me, is that person that actually helps and guides others, because you've been through so much. And some of you have been through, job loss, serious financial problems. There's just been some hard times, and some of you have gotten sucked down into maybe drugs and alcohol, or maybe people around you have. This is also like not an intervention exactly, but it could be where it's like you guide someone to kind of like to have like having like an awakening, to having a moment of spiritual awakening or understanding what they've done, or helping them on their path and having things turn around. That's what I want to say. You also got the Two of Cups following this. So even if you're getting out of a relationship, even if you're struggling in a relationship, to me, the Two of Cups is a relationship that gets better and improves, and that's going to be available to you, whether you accept it. See, because there's two energies and they're conflicted. One is it's so interesting. I never realized this. This is so many cool things happen when I read the tarot. The Two of Swords energy, you can see, is a swan who's holding out her heart to this person. Now, this can be girl, guy, girl, guy, whichever, okay? Or a guy, girl, okay? Because you can't see this person's gender at all. So, but in a magical world, the swan is going to turn into this beautiful tree. And this person is going to accept. Do you see the heart is the same? Accept what is offered. It's like, to me, it's a transformation. It's going from this in the Two of Swords, this person is refusing this. It doesn't see potential in a relationship, or doesn't see love, or doesn't see something. And the Two of Cups is where two people are, to me, in love. Now, the Two of Cups can indicate friendship, but I usually see it as more romance. It can even indicate like a one-night stand. To me, this is totally different energies, though. On the one hand, this is like wanting to be in a relationship with someone. On the other hand, this is not wanting to talk to someone or being emotionally unavailable. One is emotional availability, the other is emotional non-availability. There could be two relationships going on also. To me, they could be totally different people, totally two sets of people. So, like, for instance, the Two of Swords person could be someone that maybe you're in a relationship to. And the Two of Cups person could be a relationship that you want to be in a relationship to. The Two of Swords can also be not being on the same page as a partner. I call it like the OK Corral card, where it's like, this is like the shoot, the gun, two guys with the guns, the gunfighters, and they're about to draw, and they're evenly matched in battle, and you don't know who's going to win. Somebody's going to shoot faster than the other person. It's like the Westerns, I've watched too many Westerns, but clearly I have. But anyways, yeah, this is like you going head to head with a partner or going head to head with somebody else. The Two of Swords can be disagreement with anybody, so it doesn't have to be any particular relationship. But to me, it feels very split. It's almost as if two different couples or two different partners even. That's what it feels like to me. And I keep wanting to say transformation. I keep wanting to say things are, to me, going to be transformed. I want to say going from a place of maybe even despair or in a place of extreme worry or extreme stress to a place of where you feel like things are better, or at least you feel like you're not so worried about things, or you're not so stressed about things. You do get the Six of Swords later in time as well, you know. The Six of Swords is that worry. And the Death card, going back, the Death card to me is transformation. It is also showing up with the moving card, so some of you are going to be moving or traveling around. A lot of different couples here. A lot of different couples, because I got the Ten of Cups as well showing up here as well. So, and the Ten of Cups is like another couple. So I'm reading for different couples. I want to see if there's any other strong energy that wants to come through here. Those of you who are like wanting to find love, the answer is yes, you are going to find love. That's what my guide said. Okay? Yes, it is available to you. Does that mean you are going to stay at home in your fuzzy slippers and meet the person of your dreams in that situation? Probably not. Okay? So make sure that you're putting yourself out there if that's what you want. I did pull one of the True Love cards for that as well as I'm talking about that. So yes, that's going to happen. To me it feels like there are endings and there are new beginnings happening here. Endings and new beginnings. That's what's kind of going on. But I definitely feel like the complicating factor is how you feel about it all. Some of you just don't really even know how you feel about it. Some of you may be not confused, but just kind of all over the place. I want to say unfocused. That's what's coming through. There's several other things that are coming up here. I'm using my Marseille deck. So for those of you who are concerned about your financial situation, there is, if you're asking the question, are you going to be financially successful? The answer is yes. Okay. Now, granted, everybody's in a different boat, but this is for those of you who are watching, and this is what you need to know at this time. That's what I'm saying. One of the things that wants to come through is love is a light in the dark. Okay. And maybe, you know, if you are getting into a relationship with someone, or if you are very loving, or if you meet someone, your love is going to be like a light in the dark, and love is a light in the dark. So make sure you're taking time for it, making sure it's a priority, and yeah, I think that's what I want to say. Okay, so I'm going to end here. My light is like dying, but thank you guys so much for liking, sharing, subscribing, Google Plusing. Definitely give me a thumbs up. Definitely click the subscribe button if you haven't already, and I will be back again for more videos, so stay tuned. Definitely check out my website, oracledaphne.com, and hit me up for a private reading if you want to get scheduled. So I will talk to you guys again soon. I send everyone big hugs, big kisses, and I wish you guys all the best. Okay, take care.